jump in because I want everyone an opportunity to ask as many questions as possible. So how can I explain ChatGPT? I mean, at a very simple level, it's just like an amazing Google. So when you are, and I'll show you an example of that. When you're doing Googling, you might go to various sites when you're trying to get an answer, and then you'll kind of condense and augment all that information in your own brain, and then you'll kind of be able to summarize it. So it's a very good Google. It's like a very good spell checker and all that, but actually um, it's more than that. It can actually generate content for you, written content, image content mainly. So it's like you could see it as like an assistant. So ChatGPT is built on a whole bunch of knowledge. So you imagine a machine ingested, imported a whole bunch of information, like the whole internet, for instance, and books and all kinds of content. And underlying the ChatGPT, the artificial intelligence model, is this thing called a language, a large language model. And you can almost imagine it just is based on sequences of words, certain words that appear after each other. And then those words form sentences, and those sentences form paragraphs, and paragraphs form whole texts. And, content is structured in a certain way. And then they have concepts related to it. And imagine this crazy network of words, concepts, phrases, paragraphs, and everything like with billions and billions of connections. So it's this massive model of human words and intelligence. And with that collective intelligence, it can then use to generate new text for you. I probably didn't do a very good way of explaining it, but it is amazing and it will help you day to day. So I'm going to show you a whole bunch of things. So first, let me share my screen. First is getting access to it. So there is a free version of it, and the free version is very good, but I do actually recommend using the paid version. It's like £16 a month or so. But all you have to do is you go to Google, type in ChatGPT, and then avoid all the sponsored links, because I can see and it's provided by this company called OpenAI. And then you go in there and you just sign up for it, and it's very easy to sign up and create an account as you normally would. And then you can also pay for the plus version, ChatGPT Plus. There's normally a waiting list for that, so you wouldn't get access straight away. But the free version is very good. So I'm going to go into ChatGPT here, and it's a very simple interface. It is the interface. It's no buttons to click or anything like that. It's just based on chat, given its chat. So I use that simple example of doing research. So like when planning on a holiday, me and my family went to New York, beginning of September. So you're planning on holiday. So you could like say, there we go. And you must also apologize about my terrible typing. When is the best time to go to New York? So this is like you would do a normal Google search for that. Shall I zoom in a bit? Zoom in a bit so you can see it. So I've asked a normal, you can definitely do that as a normal Google search. I can go there. When is the best time? New York. And there's a result by Thomas Cook. And then a whole bunch of other ones there. So it's nothing too amazing but about that. Okay, I'll let that just stop. I want to go in spring. What's the top 5 must-sees? Enter that in there. So the important thing here is now the difference between Google. I can't now go into Google and type in I've got my results there and go, I want to go in spring. What's the top 5 must-sees? It has no context it doesn't know it's related to New York. It's going about spring in UK, etc. Cool thing about ChatGPT is it remembers your previous conversation, so you can build on that and drill into it. So It's suggesting a top 5 Central Park High Line. Yeah, we did all of those. Oh, we didn't go Brooklyn Botanic Garden. I don't know, we didn't do that. Okay, I am going, I'll let Carrie in there. Cool. I'm going with my wife and 2 teenage daughters for 4 full days. Create me a plan. There we go. So again, it knows all the previous conversation, and it starts generating a 4-day plan for me. Classic New York, Times Square. Sounds good. I think that's what we did. It's even suggesting where to have dinner. It's going through. Then day 2, we're going to hit Central Park, Museum Mill, then High Line in Chelsea. That will work nicely down there. Going to Chelsea Market. I like that. It's off because ChatGPT is so popular, and it's the most popular consumer app. You know, it took like Netflix 3 years to get 1 million users. It took ChatGPT to get it took like 3 days to get 1 million users. So there is always kind of maybe network issues. So I'll hit regenerate. These things kind of happen. It's just going to have another crack at it. So it's doing that. I can stop there and go, I mean, I'm not going to let it go through. And then I can say, that looks a bit busy. Can you create, and it even is kind with spelling and, you know, typing it, typos, create a more chilled plan. There we go. So it's going to dampen it down now. Have a leisurely breakfast. Oh, I like it. Yes, very good. And then late morning to afternoon. So it's already created a more chilled one. So that is like a win over you know, doing the normal Googling. It's just useful for that. So I'm going to just jump into some other examples. So like this, like an example of maybe it doing good at spell checking, except I'm just going to delete that. Create a new conversation. So I've done an interview with someone and they didn't pass the, I want to let them down. And I can throw in some spelling mistakes in there, communicator. It's not, so that's my email to them. And I'll just say, can you improve this email? There we go. It does a revised version, making it more professional because mine wasn't very professional, and greater clarity. So it's taken, you know, so sometimes I'll quickly jot down a few notes of an email and it just creates a better email, better formatted, great grammar, more professional, etc. So it's like a quick win there. So you can quickly draft things. So we've done, yes, we've done the search, really good search, and quickly asking continuous questions. And then this is like a super spell checker, grammar checker, email content rewriter. Right, so we'll move on to some other stuff. What have I got here? Okay, this one I like. So this is quite a cool one. So you can take your existing content. So I have got here, I assume you can see this. This is the minutes for an annual council meeting at North Walsham Town Council, where I am based. So I'm just going to, so it's the annual one. Oh, I'm just going to copy and paste that as is. So let me just drag that up. Oh, keep going. And, you know, it's the annual meeting. So it's quite important. Let's inform the residents of that. So I want a blog post or a newsletter, and let's go for a blog post. So I've just copied and pasted it all in there. And then I'm going to say, can you create an exciting, a blog post for this on this with exciting title? Feel free to use emojis where appropriate. Oh, appropriate. I don't know. It'll know what I've said. So off it goes. It's analyzing all this just bunch of text here, which, to be honest, it's not the most exciting, accessible content to read for the average resident of North Walsham Town Council. And let's have a look at what ChatGPT is doing. So title, exciting news from North Walsham Town Council, new era begins. North Walsham Town Council recently held its annual meeting, and there's plenty of to be excited about, read to discover. So it actually pulls out details about the event, and then major highlights, new leadership. That's not too exciting. Approval of previous minutes, committee appointments, environmental community initiatives, doing some work on the Bluebell Pond, which is a good pond we have in the area. Financial oversight, enhance local amenities, refurbishing tennis courts and installing benches, refreshments in the Memorial Park. Oh, it's missed something. Final thoughts. Oh yeah, final thoughts. Moves for the new council. Blah blah blah. Next meeting. I think it forgot. I think you forgot some events. I think there's an event in there, so you can just ask that. You're right. I might have overlooked key events. So it's almost like you can treat it like you're talking to an assistant. If you had a marketing person, you can just say, "Oh, didn't you forget? Didn't we have an event?" So let's have a little look if it's picked that up. Co-option, Street Feast, there it is. Yeah, Street Feast is in there, so that's good. Yeah, so that's done a much better job. You can literally copy and paste that. It's based on your own content, and publish that or put that in the newsletter. Can you create a social post with a link to this blog post? So I've published the blog post, and I also want to now promote it. So it's created a social post, thrown in a few hashtags in there. I can copy and paste that now, just chuck the link in there, and we're good to go. So that's a great use. So what am I doing next? Let's have a little look. Right. Okay. I'm going to do, okay, now I'm going to do something else. Start a new conversation. Delete. This is like general help now. Just general help. Okay, I'll put, my name is John Fagan. I'm a clerk at North Walsham Town Council in Norfolk, England. I need help with various tasks related to my role. So it's even given me an idea of what can I do? I can help you with stuff. So I'm going to go with something I saw on, I'm not sure if any of you are on Clerks Corner, which is a very active clerks forum where the clerks ask lots of questions. So this was 15 hours ago. John, I don't know if John's on the meeting, but I'm going to help him out. Does anyone have a risk assessment for carol service outdoor Xmas events? So I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I'll go back. I'll go, we're holding a carol service and outdoor Xmas event. Could you create me a draft risk assessment? So bang. ChatGPT, with all this knowledge it knows, it's analyzed loads of risk assessments, risk registers, and it's already drafting something out, which all makes sense. So it's a good start for you. Good start, good start. So risk identification, slips, trips, falls, crowd management, weather, electrical hazards, fire hazards, traffic, and then control measures for those particular risks that have been identified, which looks pretty good start. I can go a step further. I actually found another I'm going to do it. I do a sort of another tactic. I found another question on Clerks Corner this morning. This is 22 hours ago by Catherine Dyer. I'm not sure if you were here, Catherine. but we're going to help you out. So someone did respond to Catherine about a generic safeguarding policy template. I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach on this question. So I can just probably go in here in the existing conversation. I can go. Yeah, we do not have a safeguarding policy. Can you help me draft one, please? So I'm not telling it to ChatGPT to do it. And then I'm saying, feel free to ask me key questions which will help you draft it. So needs the knowledge from me, because safeguarding policies will be completely different, depending on the environment and the kind of environment and the type of people involved in it and the interactions. So yes, I can help you with that. Okay, so it's to help me, it's asking scope of activities, what type of activities, current measures, staff and volunteer involvement, training, reporting procedures. I think it might be picking up a little bit, this one, on the context of the actual event. So I could just, it's maybe a little bit biased. So what I'll do is I will start the conversation again in a new chat. Throw that in there, and then I will go and grab that text there, prepared, copy and paste, and there we go. Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. It's saying it's important. Scope and purpose. Yeah, what will it be covered? Staff, volunteers, members of the community. What is a primary purpose? To protect children, vulnerable adults, or both? How does council define key terms such as safeguarding? Legal framework, roles and responsibilities, procedures. So it's asked me some questions that I need to answer, but I might not have the answer. So you can almost think it as someone that you can use to help you. So can you, I could say, can you help me with two for all types? Yeah, so you could just like say, it'll have a crack at attempting it, and it's a good start for you. And you can keep re-prompting it and going into that conversation to help you come out with a safeguarding policy, so which then you could share with people, get some feedback, etc. It's normally good. Right, yes, so there's all kinds of, I could show you some other things, like let me show you creating an I'll start a new conversation. I'll drop that in there again, and I want help with drafting a agenda item. So I'll pop this in here. So, and I want it in the particular format. Yeah, so North Horsham Town Council are considering establishing a cycle track along our Dilham Canal here. Write an agenda item for the full council meeting. Use this format so that it fits into that particular format. I notice it's caps and these bullet points. So you can literally copy and paste it in as is. Does it exactly how you did. You don't need to reformat things at all. So that's how it's told it. So that's kind of an agenda overview item. I could do another one. I have another item. We reach capacity. Cemetery will reach capacity in 5 years. Acquire additional land from Norfolk County Council. Write a short report to be considered by councillors. There we go. I'll help you. So make you look very, very professional when you're dealing with your colleagues and your councillors when you produce this. So this is, and ChatGPT will be familiar with North Horsham North Horsham. It may be familiar with Dilham Canal, so it might be familiar already with some of your particular local needs, etc. Okay, so those, so let's move on. Right. What else did I do? This is a good one. Right, I will So I'm not sure if you're ever getting feedback from, you have a lot of unstructured content. So I've done a combination of things here, generating new content, such as the policies and the agenda items. I've taken, existing content, so some minutes, turned it into a blog. And it's also very good at summarizing loads of unstructured content. So we did our annual customer survey. One of the questions is, why do you what do you think of us? So I've got like tons of hundreds of responses there. So I will, it used to take us a long time, like days, to go through all those responses because it's free text. We just get people to give that. So I've copied all that and I go, please summarize. And I've just copied it all in. There's tons of stuff in there. Just lines and lines, hundreds of content in there. So I just said, please summarize, and I come down. So if you're ever getting feedback, the feedback overwhelmingly highlights ease of use, excellent support as the primary reasons. Good. So can you give it in bullet points, starting with most positive, just give bullet point format. There we go. Just because it's a block of text. And then it's done a nice job at summarizing all that unstructured text to give us feedback of why customers like us. But I can go in, is there any negative? I'll say, can you summarize any improvement areas for our product? Few people mentioned cost a bit, reporting functionality, ease of navigation for new users. There we go, budgeting. Good. So that's looking at unstructured content. So moving on right now. This is a free thing. I'll send it to you afterwards. Now I'm gonna walk you through a template so that you can get ChatGPT to answer lots of frequently asked questions that you may receive over email, maybe from doesn't matter who the audience is, that maybe your residents, your counselors, or people you deal with. So you can create a template. So I've got a template here. Where is it? Cool. So I'll bring it here. I'll zoom in. So this is instructions to ChatGPT. Email responder template for local council with ChatGPT instructions. Instructions for ChatGPT. Purpose: generate a reply to residents' email inquiry using provided information. This is the tone you should use, and these are the information sources are provided within the template below, so you can customize it. It's got some other stuff in there about handling sensitive inquiries, but you should control that a little bit. Things that you should omit, feedback mechanism, etc. So this is the template subject, and then when it's in brackets here, this part, it is that you're telling ChatGPT to customize that based on the resident's inquiry. And then this is the email body that I've put in. Thank you for your email regarding. ChatGPT will fill that out. We appreciate the opportunity to assist you. Use bullet points, so it's giving information. Then this is some of the red here is what you would fill in. So you would fill in your details here, your title, the name of the council, contact information, location, your council hours. So you're just putting a lot of this may be on your website, so you can copy and paste it in. But you're putting a bunch of information about your council, list of council meetings, any events, and then maybe how issues are reported, any frequently asked questions, and then this is the sign off for the email. And then there's some instructions here. I'll put in a template. You could extend the template to put other things in there, like co-option of counselors, allotments information, cemetery information, hiring a venue. You can put all these kind of additional informations in the body, and then ChatGPT, depending on the question, the email that you're receiving, will choose out of this information that you've embedded inside this email template. It'll choose what to use to respond. Yeah, so this one's kind of a simple one. But yeah, you could put anything in there. When you get a question in and you don't, ChatGPT doesn't have an answer, you can update your template. And then after reading this prompt, simply reply, "Dear staff member, please provide specific details of the resident." After the resident email is shared, if the query falls outside the scope of the provided information, then respond, "You don't have the answer," because ChatGPT will, if you don't tell it, don't respond, it'll just make it up. It'll just make it up. I've only been playing with this for a few hours, so there might be some, mistakes, but I've filled out the template here. This is it here. I am it's John Smith, Community Liaison Officer at Town Council. I've put in our address, I put an email, I put in the council hours, I put in our councillors, all made up, of course, our council meetings, next meeting, up and coming events, fairs, cleanup day, town hall, open day, reporting issues, dog fouling goes to the website, all that, trees, grass verges, frequently asked questions, parking permits. You could just load that up with frequently asked questions. I've put co-option information, allotments, waiting list, fees, links to register for the allotments, emails if you have information. So I've just put everything in there. Our cemetery information here. And yeah, so that's it. So I'm going to throw this in to ChatGPT, create a fresh conversation. There it is. Throw it in there and it should reply saying what. Yeah, that's a mistake there. I'll fill that out. Please provide specific details. Subject, allotment plot. Hi, I am looking for an allotment plot. How do I go about applying? Bruce Springsteen. There we go. ChatGPT, read the knowledge, and it writes the email for you. So it says, "Dear Bruce, thank you for your email regarding the allotment plot. We appreciate enthusiasm for joining our community of gardeners, applying the allotment plot, application form, fees and charges, regulations, wait list 2 years. You can register." So it's pulled out the URL to register. If you want more further information, hit that up. There we go. So it's written there. So I'll go, another one, subject. Dog foul, dog poo, let's say. Hi, there is a lot of dog poo in the park. When are you going to stop this? Sure. It's writing the response. As you can see, so it's got reporting issues. But it started to make things up. You can see here, increased monitoring. We're working on increasing patrols and monitoring. No, you're not. So it's just suggesting things that it thinks from its content. So it starts making, that's a good one. It starts making things up. So you'd have to be careful about that. I'll go more into that in a minute. But you could then just, you could put in more details about dog fouling in your actual information to do that. So what else did I share in my oh yeah. This I want to be a counselor. Just put that in there. It won't know who it is. So ChatGPT very familiar with co-option process, and yeah, sort of put it in there, so it's all good. So you just basically your template, which you have in Word, will be a working document which you keep when it doesn't quite answer the questions how you would like. You keep improving it to get the correct results, to make it easy for you. There we go, signed it all off. But yeah, so kind of that's, yeah, so I'm going to share that template as part of this, going back to kind of areas, probably go back to my slides here. So kind of warnings and things that you need to consider. Because I want to get onto questions. So limitations, yes. Actually, that's I think no, yeah, it doesn't have all the latest live information, but actually with ChatGPT Plus, it does search the internet. Yeah, the answers could be generic, so might not be perfect for you, and it's called hallucinations. It can just make things up, often do that because it's super smart but dumb also. Particularly if you're going deep, like you notice I keep starting a new conversation, because if you go deep, just go threads and threads and threads, of conversation here, it'll just start getting confused, and it'll change the name of Dayworth Town Council to something else, and it just loses like its historic context. So you have to be mindful of that. Where is my slides? Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, then kind of from a data privacy point of view, you really should avoid sharing personal information. So when you do have an email from a resident, maybe don't include their name, just the body of the text in there. If it's personal information in that particular body of text, perhaps not use it, or think of an alternative way to describe it so you can get the results. As if you were talking to someone to solve a problem where you would admit information. It's just the same. Use general, yeah, when seeking advice and phrase questions generally without really revealing specific details. Regularly review. I mean, this is kind of just this is just general advice, whatever tool you're using, even if you're using any cloud tool, you just have to be careful with kind of what any digital data, you have to be careful and ensure you are using strong passwords and all that kind of stuff, the usual normal stuff. Cool, so that's just a kind of whistle stop tour. That's 37 minutes.